Yes.
Don't wait. Join the event now.
How are the matches, everyone? From the 5th to 10th of June, the MSC guest event will be in full swing in-game.
Join the event and you can make your guesses on who will emerge the victorious as champion team.
If your guess is correct, you will be handsomely rewarded with 1,000 MSC coins. You can exchange the coins for the brand new Epic Atlas skin, Rune Sentinel.
At 2023 MSC exclusive avatar border, emotes, and past MPL skins like Jawhead, Space Explorer, and Claude, Earth's Mightiest.
More rewards are waiting for you. Don't hesitate.
Don't hesitate.
It's time to get them.
That's right, everyone. From June 17 to June 18, as long as you log into the game, you can claim MSC Banner of Morale and the corresponding MSC coin rewards.
Use the coins you have to redeem brand new epic skin Atlas Rune Sentinel,
A 2023 MSC exclusive avatar border, emotes, and past MPL skins like Jawhead, Space Explorer,
And Claude, Earth Mightiest. There will be other rich rewards waiting for you to claim.
So what are you waiting for? Join the MSC Carnival and enjoy the event now.
Join the MSC Carnival and enjoy the event now.
Hi, I'm Danere James Del Rosario, also known as Wise, and I'm the jungler of Blacklist International. Ang favorite Mobile Legends hero ko is si Sanshin, and kasi Korean siya, general. Tapos yung kit niya sa paglalaro, sa yung passive niya, yung skills niya overall. Tingin ko medyo 50-50 yung paggamit ko sa kanya sa MSC 2023 kasi yung meta ngayon hindi masyadong pabor kay YSS, so mahirap siya ipasok sa sa game, lalo pagka ang kalaban mo is mga pro player din and yung mga best of the best tulad ng mga champion and sa mga first runner up, medyo mahirap siya. Ang qualities ng mga hero is inuuna yung iba kaysa sa sarili nila, and yun, yung mga hindi sila selfish pagka hero ka, talagang unahin mo talaga yung mas ikakabuti ng iba kaysa sa sarili mo. Ang real life hero ko is yung parents ko, syempre, kasi sila yung sa akin nagsilang, and simula dun sa pagkabata ko, sila na yung kung ano ako ngayon, sila yung dahilan nun kung ba't ako tumagal sa mundo. Medyo mahirap yung buhay namin, and yung mama ko is nag-OFW para supportahan kami. And nung nag-start na ako as a pro player,
ready for the battle cry with our might and stride. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerize. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation, with your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for your heart, it's up to soar. Now or never, climb and rise, we will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on your ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, break grace, be the challenger. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. To boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and match. Shining like Atlas, winning with madness. Countless of practice, that is this match. As we are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us win. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors.
Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise, we will start from. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Start a fight, blessed with tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry, with our might and stride.
War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerize. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. The fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion.
Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar.
Reaching for new heights.
It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world.
We're fighting to build a legacy in this better ground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends.
Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes with grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will start for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world.
Hey, hey, hey, break every boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and match. Shining like Atlas, winning with madness. Countless of practice, that is this match. As we are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us win. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors.
Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will start from. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as with our might and try. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for your heart, it's up to soar. Now or never, time to rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes with grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. And chain, aim, nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and man. Shining like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, status is matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never restrain. Yo, yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, passionate fans from all across the globe, welcome to MSC 2023 Knockout Stage. I'm your host, Mara Aquino, and here with me, the Cambodian sweetheart, Rabi.
Welcome everyone to the lovely city of Phnom Penh. Somho ai Cambodia Muay Mao. It's really my pleasure to be sharing a stage with you, Mara. And on behalf of the host country, I would like to thank to all of you here remotely and are present here in this hall.
Now, you're such a sweetheart, Rabi. There's one thing I want to highlight, though, that this year's MSC is unlike any before, as we have extended the invitation to 3 formidable non-Southeast Asian teams challenging the boundaries of regional competition. Now, while the 2 of them were swept away by the current, only one has proven their worth and have made it to this knockout stage.
Well, of course. And away from Turkey, fighter Flux Impunity is the lone survivor of the outer region representative. And they are on the quest for glory to go up against the unstoppable force, Blacklist International. Mara, can you tell me about the agents?
Oh, of course! Now, Blacklist International, the heart and soul of the Philippines, the M3 World Champions, have basically achieved every single one that's needed for MLBB, except for only one, the coveted MSC title.
Okay, now it's time to cheer for Blacklist International versus Fighter Flux Impunity.
How about you do FIMP? I will do Blacklist International. How's that?
Sure, why not?
All right, you go first.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, who is the fans of FIMP? Make some noise! Okay, ថាតើខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នា FIMP FIMP FIMP. Wow.
Now how about I go and I get the agents to cheer for Blacklist International. Now you know the drill. When I say Blacklist, you say break the code. Blacklist. Blacklist. Wow.
Still lower than FIMP.
Now, Ravi, this MSC hall is beaming with energy. So how about we show them the sheer brilliance of MLBB competition? And now we're gonna head to our casters. Join us and see the world.
Thanks so much, Amara and Ravi. And now we are here at the English broadcast with myself, Wolf, your panel host, and of course Gideon, Abstract, and Mirko with a special guest. And this guy actually was part of the broadcasting team of M1 World Championship in English, and his name is Manjin Faldas. How you doing, my man?
Hello, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. This is it. Our first match for the Philippines in the knockout stages.
All right, we'll talk about your bias later on.
All right.
I wonder who you're rooting for.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's that cabayas? How do you say that?
Cabayas.
Cabayas,
Yes.
perfect. Gideon, I wanted to ask you, how does it feel to be, with Manjin once again?
Dude, it feels good. The OG's back
OG's
on the desk. We're just missing one more guy. It's good to have you on the desk,
It's
Manjin.
been a while, man. I think back then, that was 2019 MSC.
2019, yes.
Right? You were
MS
casting there.
Worlds.
We can't
Oh, and
relate.
also MSC.
Both of them.
Both
Both
of them.
international M series.
Look, do you guys just want to swap seats?
Yeah, you guys want
I'm fine here with Wolf.
All right.
He will translate for me.
All right. No, you don't need translating. But of course, everyone, this is MSC 2023, powered by Moonton, supported by ROG, the official gaming phone, and Secret Lab, our official chair partner. Thank you for lovely sponsors, of course. And MSC wouldn't be possible without you. A special shout out to Secret Lab, our official gaming chair partner, where it comes with a built-in lumbar support system that you can adjust to your spine, and incredible magnetic memory foam. Yeah, there you go. Look at them feature it, and the brand new fabrics to enhance the perfect designs. Enjoy the same performance and advantage trusted by the world's biggest esports tournaments at secretlab.co. And Abstract, I heard that you have something for us with regards to the in-game event.
I mean, when we are looking at in-game event, which will be happening, or rather is already happening from the 6th all the way up 5th, all the way until the 18th. If you purchase the MSC pass to get all new skin Atlas Rune Sentinel, which we have seen a couple of times, let's be honest, yeah, and you complete daily tasks to obtain lots of other MSC coins and exchange them for returned MSC skins, such as Jawhead's Space Explorer. We've got skins such as Leomor's Triumph Eagle, and even Claw's Earth Mightiest. And there's many other rich rewards which awaits you too.
Yeah, and aside from this, you can also, just to participate in our events like the support chest. And I think if you have some guest coins right now, guest tickets, who would you put it to?
I wonder.
I wonder.
Maybe Fim.
Maybe
Maybe
Fim. Wow.
Fim.
Okay, clip
Some reverse
that.
psychology.
Reverse psychology. Clip that and put some hashtags. Hashtag Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Hashtag MC 2023. You want to feature what he just said. And, this is just perfect. We are going to be talking about the draft pretty soon. But for now, you already said about Fim. All right. We're sensing some sus energy here. Are you actually voting for Fim right now?
All right, so basically, I think that this game will go to Game 5.
Okay.
And Fimp will take it.
Fimp will take it.
But if not Game 5, Blacklist will win.
Look, I'm sus about this. I have a feeling Manjin is just gonna, embodying the caster's curse kind of thing going on right here. Something's not right here.
Something's not
really
right.
doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. Well, let's look at the brackets first, right? What generally happened all throughout the knockout stages. We already saw some RSG and BXF action earlier on, and was actually surprised that this happened. And this is a pressing question to many veteran casters out there. Manjin, how do you feel about a knockout bracket that is single elimination?
I like it because you need to give it your all. Plus, we can all go home early, right?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't feel like Manjin is a real person. This might be his clone. I know something about sus things and feeling cheated here. But Manjin, how in the world? With that jacket as well? Single eliminations, I agree at the very least that momentum is going to be key.
Yeah.
But FIMP, their entire playstyle was inspired by Blacklist.
Yes, it's like they are up against their teachers, right? FIMP up against their
practically,
masters.
yeah, practically. This is so weird. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. Maybe this is a Manjin clone, perhaps. So maybe another question. Maybe this time we get the real Manjin to answer this question. Now that the bracket has been laid out, do you think that it will be another PH versus PH Grand Finals?
I think so.
You're
Because
welcome,
there's
by
two-
the way. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. I made that possible.
Yeah. You and Lafel.
Lafel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We know.
Why do you think so?
Because there's more chances of PH and PH. We have two PH teams in both of the brackets,
Yeah,
left and
opposite
right,
ends.
opposite ends. And for the past 2 to 3 years, PH has been owning. That's why I'm saying Pimp, because we already know the script, bro. We already know it's scripted, right?
Yeah, completely.
Okay,
I was.
Okay, all right. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
We're live.
Oh,
Yes,
very
we're
well.
live.
The Republic is watching.
All right. By the way, we were so impressed about your dances back in
Oh, really?
N4.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about those dances? Then will you be dancing later on?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure because the Cambodian people are watching. And I think all eyes are on me, are on the Filipino fans, the agents and the orcas. But
All right.
I'm not sure. But
All right.
who knows?
Who knows?
It depends on the game.
Yeah, this is the second time that you have been here in Cambodia, and it's gonna be different because it's really just Mobile Legends action, and you are gonna be seeing Blacklist International. And the bigger headline here, for sure, is will the unstoppable Ube be again continue its unstoppable form going up against the Turkish tenacity? You'll answer later, right? Mirko.
I mean, honestly, looking at the way they play, you know, they were able to take a game off of Echo with their, I would say, kind of chaotic gameplay, play style, right? And up against Blacklist International, I honestly feel like that might just be the strategy to go for. Echo likes it chaotic, brings them to places and splits them up. So with FIMP's play style with a fighter, mid laner, and Lunar, very interesting, but I think they do have the tools to make it work.
Very well. How about you boys?
Personally, for me, I think it's going to be a little bit more Blacklist favorite here because at the end of the day, maybe I would agree with you if this was going to be a best of 3 because at least then you can catch them off guard with a couple of cheese picks. We've seen it before against the world champions themselves, so maybe they could repeat that particular series. But against Blacklist, the one thing that they have amongst all the other teams is their adaptability, and I think that's what sets them apart.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not a leader, I'm a follower. So honestly, but throwback. So honestly, when it comes down to looking at Blacklist International, we have seen them reign and they're just so good time and time again. It's just that they have flopped a little bit when it comes down to their time in MPLPH because there's so many other teams that are so competitive with one another. They've experienced the Blacklist time and time again. But when it comes down to the global stage, the other teams, including FRMP, they didn't really get that much of a chance.
Now, you know, Manjin, you're witness to some of the losses that we saw from the Blacklist Ube strategy. How do you think? How does a team defeat that? Actually, I wonder. Can you tell us a story? Because we don't know.
Yeah.
And you're the expert.
Well, yeah. Well, by the way, I think FIMP, for them to win this, I think they need to play aggressive. Just let Blacklist don't be Blacklist.
Okay.
If they play the Ube strat too, they're up against the Ubiestes team. You see what I did there?
The superlative.
See, it's Ube plus Estes in one word. They're up against the Ubiestes team, so you cannot copy the Ubiestes team.
Okay.
Right? So you don't play the Ube, just play the Fimp style.
The Fimp style?
I don't know what that is, but maybe just surprise us with more cheese picks.
Lapu mid, maybe
Right?
this time?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe bring out the Gushan mid? I don't know.
Wow.
Anything.
We're about to find out. But before that, why don't we, lay the carpet for all of our players out there as we welcome Blacklist International and, of course, FIMP. To officiate the match, we have our marshals here to facilitate the game. They are here to ensure fair play and esports integrity. Prepare to witness the brilliance of the ultimate bonding experience, or the Ube strat, as the agents are ready to slay. Here comes Blacklist International!
With every possible MLBB accolade under their belts, they only need one more trophy to complete the crown.
The Queen and the agents are not going to stop until they achieve their goal.
If you are feeling the heat, it might be from the Turkish representatives all ready to go. Let's welcome Flux Impunity!
Despite facing a couple of hurdles, FIMP overcame and conquered them.
Led by the reliable Apex 47, they're pumped to be unleashed.
Now we introduce the masterminds of both teams. Coach Master the Basics with Dexter as the analyst and Coach Battle Seth and Osprey as the analyst alongside our head marshal to referee this match.
Oh man, it's really going to be an interesting battle here for both of these teams, especially considering how solid Blacklist International have been in the MSC stage. Meanwhile, for FIMP, how inconsistent they've been. They've been going for more dynamic drafts, so maybe that might just be the reason.
More like this could be the moment where FIMP, from what used to be your idols, now your competitors, they could look to try and break the code because they're the ones who studied it the most.
But, I mean, let's be honest here. At least for myself, I feel that Blacklist International, they have went through so much. This squad of Wise, Edward, and Oh My Venus, they have went through so much with the addition of Yue as well as Owl. They're just gonna have to bend their ways a little bit and play within the same win conditions, and they are very likely gonna be one of the best in MSC 2023.
Gentlemen, much has been said about the players of Blacklist International, Owl, Wise, Edward, Yu, and Oh My Venus, but there's not much about their coaching staff. So maybe let's pick a Manjin Sprain here because you were able to talk to MTB and Dexter.
Yeah.
Maybe later on, as I think that we will be looking at Flux Impunity with Sunshine, Kazue, Alien, Kira, and Apex. Yeah, MTB and Dexter. What will be their contribution to the team?
Yeah, so back in the Philippines, I was talking to Dexter because we had a show match project, right?
Yeah.
And he told me that the other teams, they need to be ready for Blacklist.
Yeah.
Because they reserved a lot and they learned a lot back then in the Philippines after the grand finals.
Yeah.
They reserved a lot of their pocket strategies.
Wow.
And we've seen those type of heroes. Mm-hmm. We've seen the Minotaur, and we also seen, I think, the Novaria for the squad.
Yeah, and now talking about Flux Impunity, the lone survivor of the non-sea regions. They are the hope of the Westerners to be successful here in MSC. Do you think that they can do the unthinkable against the agents?
I definitely think that they have an opportunity to take maybe a couple of games here, but at the end of the day, the meta is favoring teams who know how to play their team fights, who know how to go above and beyond. The outplays, like we saw in our first best of 5 in the knockout stage.
After all of the games that we've seen so far from FIMP in the first 4 days, I think it is relatively safe that FIMP, they do have a very good idea. And although now Kira is, they kind of like mix up a little bit, right? Sometimes Kira is mid, or rather sometimes Kira is jungle, Kazu is jungle. It gets very difficult to predict.
Yeah. Now the best in the MSC roles, you can see Diablo already in the XP lane. You already know that he performs so well. And there's Seacat, the mid lane, and Benny Cutie. But Oh My Venus and Wise, look at the stats of these two players, and it's just perfect that Manjin is here with us. What can you say about the royal duo?
Yeah, been there since the beginning of their journey. Ever since they went to Season 4 MPL, they've been dominating the league. And who knows, they might go to another grand finals because the stakes are high for this team.
Yeah, and I can fairly remember the first time Oh My Venus and Wise went in an international stage. Gideon and Manjin, you were there. We were all there. Right?
We were all there, literally watching the Queen's Gambit take its place, and it was only in its infancy. You know, those moments of like, wow, there are brilliant moments, but it hasn't gotten there just yet until today, where we see the full arsenal laid out before us.
Okay, sure. All right, you guys have been at M1,
inciting the FOMO within us.
I'm sorry, I might have to leave you out of this one, Abstract, because I'm going to bring up like M3. I was there when they won it all. So I'm sorry.
All right. Well, maybe there's something that Abstract can witness today. One thing that we did witness in the group stage is Minotaur, Diggy, and Thermis, these support heroes. Gentlemen, how do you think, why does this work? basically.
It pretty much all encompasses on the fact that they just want to stick together as one entire team. There is a good amount of sustainability all around, and this is the thing. I always held that Oh My Venus is pretty much the main mastermind of the entire team, right?
Okay.
When Venus calls for something, everyone reacts to it. Everyone moves on, and they don't even try to deny, or they don't even try to challenge for it.
I think that could be a double-edged sword, though, because we've seen many teams able to adapt to the style. Sure, at first, Venus and the team's coordination, that's really what made Blacklist International special. That coordination, and obviously, I would just say, again, the mastermind, making these crazy calls split second. Thing is, though, teams like Echo have been able to dissect this because they're so formulaic, because it all relies on Venus. Once you put pressure on Venus, once you split that up, we have seen that be the weakness as well for Blacklist.
There was a time in the previous MPL Philippines where there was a lot of criticism on Oh My Venus because he stuck with the same amount of heroes, same pool of heroes. But now with the Minotaur up there, this was a big news, by the way, the Philippines. And maybe Manjin can tell us a little bit more story about this.
And I feel it's perfect. it's perfect for the Queen.
Really?
You know why?
The Minotaur.
You know why? Because it also has a heal.
Right.
That's what Mafel said too.
Right?
Is it as simple as that?
It's as simple as that. I also have a heal. Then I have a CC. And let's do it.
Gentlemen, were you ever that impressed about the Minotaur that you saw from the group stages?
Well, the way that I see it, the fact is, at least with Enchanter-style supports, it doesn't feel as big plays, right? We're talking about insurance policies. That's something that all the heroes that we've seen from Oh My Venus have kind of encompassed, right? Insurance policies, AOECCs, if not temp HP. And then we go back to Apex 47. Playmaker in his own right with the Franco.
When I'm looking at Blacklist International, or rather when I'm looking at Oh My Venus, the first few things that come to my mind is just sustainability, romance, and all that kind of stuff. Until I did my homework and I look at Lolita, it's a lot more defensive based. There are definitely a lot of romance that can do multiple styles, but Oh My Venus really masters on the defensive style, and having a Minotaur part of this pretty much is perfect for Venus.
Okay. Everybody just voted for Blacklist International. But I don't see Manjin here.
Except for me.
I don't see. All right, so Manjin, you already revealed that you were thinking that FIMP can take the game if it's a game 5.
Yes.
Is this still the real Manjin speaking?
It's still me.
Will the real Manjin please step up?
Okay, it's Manjin. It's Manjin right now that you're talking. You're talking to.
All right, so who do you think is going to win?
FIMP will win if they're not overwhelmed. Because this is their dream to match up against Blacklist. They just need to play their game. They just need to be confident in their play.
I know
just
this.
Don't be overwhelmed.
This is the Lodi syndrome.
It's the Lodi syndrome.
Si idol pala to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's the phrase.
That's the phrase. That's the phrase.
When you meet up against your idols, you get overwhelmed and you don't play good. So do you think that if they overcome that, they will win?
I think so, because we could see a lot of surprises. First of all, they are not afraid of Echo.
Yeah,
right?
Alien is not. Alien said that he wasn't afraid of
Echo.
Echo.
Afraid of Echo. So it means they're also not afraid of Blacklist, especially Bad Girl Sep. I remember Bad Girl Sep was with us back in M4.
Yeah, M4.
And he told us that we were watching Todak's game back then. And Todak were losing.
Be careful what you're saying.
I know. I'm a big fan of Todak. I know. I know. And Todak were losing. And she is confident. So that's how confident she is. I'm sipping for pimp, bro.
Manjin a sip for Pimp as we head into the draft. Game number 1 of this best of 5 knockout series. Gentlemen, what can we expect as the bans and the first few picks of the game?
Surprisingly enough, I think some of the bans and picks are going to look very similar for both sides.
Exactly. Most of the time, we are definitely expecting to see the other teams will want to target ban onto Oh My Venus, always hitting onto the S-Dash, hitting on the DK. But this time, what we're looking out for is the very generic bans from Blacklist International, where they always take out the Kaja and the Franco.
Those are the two main heroes that can actually say something with this Ube. But honestly, for Blacklist International, we've seen this, I think, 3 games in a row up against Todak. Fredrin being heavily prioritized. And with, Wise playing the Psycho Fredrin, as now we're calling him, I think it might just be a very good pick. It's pretty flex as well for them.
Yeah. Manji, what do you wanna see from Blacklist International overall?
I think they can reserve the DD.
Hoot, hoot.
Speaking of the devil.
Well done.
Wow.
Well done.
It's the devil's egg, bro.
Talk about negative synergy here.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. FIMP. How do you deal with this? What do you think have they prepared?
Personally, I think maybe FIMP might have taken a couple of pointers here. Wow, 103% pick and ban rate. That's a number I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
But I was considering maybe as their final pick of the first phase, potentially looking at the Claude. It's one of the few heroes that has actually taken a game off of Blacklist International.
That's right. But there's a big straight up chance that Blacklist might pick it up since they're facing Eve and Glue.
Yeah.
That could be a potential. But yeah, what else do you think the Blacklist International will answer this time?
There is a very high chance that they will want to answer high ground to high ground, getting a Fasa into their mix. In the meantime, getting a couple, probably just prioritizing a pick for Owl. Someone that can really hold on to the fight a little bit longer.
I mean, we're already getting the Fredrin as well as the Valentina. If we're talking about getting a high ground alt like Eve, might as well just copy it, but still scale even harder.
Okay, there's the Fredrin. This is pretty much a standard Blacklist draft, especially with US special Valentina. Weiss has yet to lose a single Turtle Lord Retribution battle yet.
Really?
Wow.
Wait.
On the Fredrin.
That's a stat that we weren't aware of.
Well, I don't think it's on the Fredrin. Yeah. I think it's generally, as jungler, no one beat Weiss on the Retribution battles.
That's even crazier then. I mean, people are calling him King of the Jungle as we know him as Psycho Fredrin with how much he just runs down. Literally, some Dio energy, walk up to me and I'll take you out. But we're seeing that also the FIMP are trying to make sure that they can look for that one shot. We're not talking about CC, we're talking about just raw damage. And I think that the Amon in these positions can be a little awkward, especially in knowing how assassin matchups in the jungle deal against tank matchups.
Personally love the AA Mon here for sure because it has a lot of the AA Mon, and now the Joy has been banned out. Typically people will look into the V-Wise duo, the tandem, but sometimes they look at the Edward. Abstract, how do you feel about the draft so far?
Honestly, one thing that I really like about seeing teams going up against Blacklist International is that they know that Oh My Venus can't play super aggressive all the way in the early stages of the game, right? When you pick up an assassin jungler, you would expect the opponents to go for Hilda, for example, right? Super aggressive right off the bat. And then FIMP knows that this is not going to be an option. Picking up an Amon right here, it may very well be one of the best answers to deal with this Diggy.
Isn't it far too early to pick up the AA Mon, however?
Yeah, I personally think that is really showing it really early on might be a mistake.
I think it's not a mistake, especially for FIMP, because they have shown it in the group stages. Now, if this was hidden from everybody in the group stages, sure. The thing is, they have picked it up, and they know, Blacklist knows that Amon is one of the comfort picks from Cura, because you also saw this back in M4.
That's right.
So, I am looking at FIMP. I really, really like the drafts in the second phase coming out from them, right? They are really just trying to nail Edward down. And I think this has been one of the key ways, main win conditions from Echo as to how they beat them in MPLPH Grand Finals.
Good thing that you pointed it out because that's what we saw with the bans. And I think imagine, you know this, targeting Edward might have been the way to go for teams to defeat Blacklist.
They need to shut down Agent Zero, I think, so that Blacklist cannot pop it up or that's what you call him, right?
Yeah.
Because he brings the aggression in the team.
I think targeting onto Edward is definitely one of the best ways, but also one of the most difficult ways, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Edward has such a wide hero pool. Right off the bat, I'm looking at Joy and Benedetta. It all makes sense. In the meantime, I'm also looking at Lapu Lapu. I'm also looking at Yu Zhong, both of which are such perfect play for Blacklist International to really come up to deal with this Eve.
I mean, they're trying to make sure that they don't exactly have the easiest backline access, right? At least trying to make a decent matchup. Like, they're banning out Benedetta. If they were really worried about reliable backline access, they get rid of the Yu Zhong. They just want to slow them down. If it's about Blacklist International, it's about coordinated team play. 5v5s, as a matter of fact. Now, we're seeing that the Lapu Lapu is getting chosen here. I'm curious to see what marksman Owl wants to play. Carry looks good, but there's still an assassin. Brody, wow, really wants to win that lane.
Pretty much comfort, huh?
Yeah. The thing is, this is a skill matchup, though. Brody versus Beatrix isn't, black and white here, especially for the Beatrix right now. The fact that the Brody has kind of been nerfed, not because the Brody's been nerfed, but because some of the items, the defensive items has been buffed, especially with the steel leg plates becoming just the norm now in the gold lane. Brody certainly loses a lot of kill pressure.
I think FIMP, they need someone to set up for the Beatrix.
But is this a setup that you need?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Okay.
This
Let's
is kind
leave it
of
at that.
like whole tactic going on right now.
I saw Gideon. Gideon's reaction was like, Diggy.
Hilda.
And Hilda. So many teams have tried Hilda against Diggy of Blacklist International. Not everything worked. We see the audience prediction.
Bleeding red.
It's bleeding red. Blacklist International favored in this. And
Turkey.
FIMP, 88% as expected. The draft has been laid out. You know, let's ask Manjin one last time when it comes to the draft. Many teams have tried Hilda versus Diggy against Blacklist International. Didn't work. Do you think that this will be a game that FIMP can win?
This is so risky. I think the aim on third pick is a risky pick.
Okay.
But they want to secure it. But I don't trust the Hilda. It failed back in the group stages.
Yeah.
So I think we all know the script already. Blacklist will win, but I'm simping for Pimp, bro.
Okay, very well. Abstract, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we make our way in to the land of dawn, who's the one that will come up early? Is it gonna be the Ube team, or would it be the aggressive Turkey?
Well, let's see how this early game actually goes out. I mean, if Yue ends up dying here, that's probably going to be a very clear victory towards Blacklist International. But knowing how, to FIMP. But generally speaking, the way that we should be looking at this is especially when it comes down to these neutral objectives, right? Hilda is not really going to participate in the majority of these team fights, but is then looking for information, trying to make sure that Blacklist International, especially for their mid laner Yue, to continuously be pulled to a different direction.
I mean, when we are looking at Edward, he is the master of his lane. The least amount of death amongst all the players. And I gotta have to say, Edward, he knows exactly what he's looking out for. In this current lane matchup, he doesn't really want to go to all-out aggressive against the Gloom, but really just all about the lane priority and wanting to get back with his entire team.
Yeah, actually. Speaking of which, I mean, I'm getting a lot of flashbacks from that Todak against Echo matchup and Blacklist matchup. And honestly, when I see this Hilda into the Diggy, and especially with Oh My Venus playing on that Impure range, you know that the Queen just wants the stack.
Okay, well, right now there's a taunt already. Wise gonna be able to dish some damage out right there, but Endless Shards actually connects onto Edward, who just soaks it in. No damage, just practically tickles him. As both teams just disengage, not wanting to go for a skirmish, but just as I say it, Alien's gonna be engaged on Alien, jumping back with the slam, bash, but Alien's gonna be stunned down to the Brave Spider, the Abrasion's cracked as well. First blood for Edward, Kira terrified up, trying to run away as Apex 47 tries his best to distract, to get him out of there right now, but it's gonna be chain CC by the Fredrin. The sprint is not ready, and it's gonna be Blacklist International with a clean 2-0 start.
Now this is when we talk about lane matchup, especially micro. The fact is that Edward was already level 4, and unfortunately Wu was not in that same position. If you had the split, maybe something else, the occurrence could have been a little different, but the fact that they got 2 of those kills so early on, and the freeing neutral objective, that's going to be an early goal for Blacklist International to start pressing the advantage against some of the stronger lanes.
Kira didn't even have his ultimate for that fight, unfortunately, due to the fact that the Lapu pretty much quote-unquote baited it out and managing to dash out of the way right before the final shots hits it. So honestly, Kira not exactly very good for that fight.
You can already see as well here, Wise trying to go for it. That's a retreat by Kira. Does Kira the overall manipulation and Endless Shards locks Wise down. The mobility field is right there, but the time journey locks him, gives him some space to escape. Wise is gonna fall. Kazoo picks up the kill as Alien rotates all around, but it's gonna be killed here by the Brave Spider. A Terrify as well, but Alien almost gets out just barely, but Yue. Brilliant micro mechanics.
Great job from Yue. I think he needed to make sure that that kill went back. If not, that lane would have been very, very skewed. And also, it allows him to kind of recover a little bit of that early game damage. Regardless, at the end of the day, when we're looking at the items, and more importantly, when we start looking at the emblems at this stage of the game, we hope that Kira is able to scale super fast. Because eventually, Wise is going to be able to get Radiant Armors, able to get Twilight Armors even. Oh, a quick steal!
FIMP is still sticking over to their MO. With this lineup, they can afford to be playing very aggressively. Despite losing in the, or rather despite only having a 2-kill deficit, they still want to occupy the opponent's base as much as possible. They still want to inhibit the control of Wise as the main frontliner.
Especially the fact that they were able to burn a battle spell, a very important one at that as well. Venus, the way he was able to utilize this Diggy up against Todak was getting in the right places at the right time with the flicker. Now, Turtle's gonna be spawning in that Flicker is going to be on cooldown.
So the clutch is disabled on this card, but at the end of the day, Oh My Venus just has to position a little bit more dangerously, right? Alien's totally fine. He's come to a point in the game where it's not Whoa!
Wow, Kira even doesn't deal enough damage to take Venus down. Time Journey pop, the shielding is enough to get him out of there as Kira tries his best to start this turtle. Retribution not available for Wise, but it is for Kira. But it seems like Fireflux and Impunity do not have that right now. Apex 47 is hunting Venus down, but it's going to be locked down. Forced to use the sprint. It might just be a free kill over, and it will. The time bomb, the alarm bomb in the bush. This finds the kill back, and it's Blacklist once again with that lead.
I mean, I respect that. You know, Apex 47 wanted to go super aggressive, and we talked about the fact that Apex 47 is not afraid. In fact, the whole entire FIMP seems like they're not afraid.
And the charge, you may need to be afraid as Edward jumps in under the turret. Kira is able to utilize the invisibility. And here, Wise will pick up that retribution onto the turtle. Neutral objective so far going all the way to Blacklist International.
Kira's got to be real careful there. He should not have lived that at all. The fact that he went back in to greed out one auto attack nearly costed him his life. I think that's going to stick with him for now. In terms of item power spike, we are seeing the dominant Ice as well as the Ice Queen Swan coming out of Kazuya. So it's going to help him really start chasing. But again, we're looking for that opening from FIMP.
I think there's a very fine line between, you know, respecting the opponents and being aggressive, right? Because FIMP, I don't know where they are threading right now. They would want to squeeze a little bit of hits in, they would want to really overextend themselves, but somehow they're not exactly punished.
Oh, Kira is being punished though. While you say that, Edward and Wise were able to just invade in the jungle. Now Apex 47, he might be a Hilda, but with those stacks in, Owl might just be able to slay him without the Torn Apart memory. That's a lot of damage from the Brody in the 5th minute of the game. Completely snowballing, 7-1.
Yeah, they knew this rotation was going to happen. They already initiated one of their own, make sure that they are on the top side of the map, but you don't want to see this because it feels like right now, FIMP, whatever they do, they seem to almost be making the blunder, right? But Blacklist are the ones who are increasing the tempo. They are the ones, and especially with Psycho Fredrin, really pushing the pace.
The tempo is really working very well from the side of Blacklist International, right? Most, if not all of their players from their side is levels above of FIMP. There is definitely quite a disparity going on, despite Edward just holding down to his lane. Alien and Kira still want to go in for a block proxy in order to go for a little bit of off-tempo.
And the charge, well, Edward just takes it. It does no damage to Edward in the early game all the way now. You can see the defensive items for Edward is really, really paying off.
Yep, it's coming into effect, and that's why you need to make sure. Radiant Armor is honestly a really good buy. Some people even decide to go, depending on what the composition is, but we'll see the items in just a little bit as they've already lost a topside turret. This turtle basically a non-contestion.
Pretty sure that the robe is currently available for the side of Edward. He's been tanking all of that and doesn't seem like it's much of a problem. Blacklist International, they understand that the turtle is already working towards their favor. They have the priority at that. Then, of course, jumping onto the jungle is what they want to go for.
Bravest spider from Edward! All the way to the back, Ethan! Kazooie! It's gonna be taken down, now the top side, that's gonna be Snipe coming down, but Owl's still able to escape the Torn Apart memory. One more shot! Owl escapes! Blacklist are stomping on FIMP.
Not giving them any opportunity. Apex is gonna get cancelled, and this is just brutal. Sunshine needs to run, but even then, he's stuck.
Oh, Venus there, that's gonna be Flicker. Venus Flicker is out as well. Sunshine!
Wait!
How did he do that? He finds a double kill. Finally, he's going to be punished by Blacklist International with Owl flickering forward. No, he just dashed in front with that Torn Apart memory. But man, that's a mistake that we rarely see.
That's fine. They can recover from this. Blacklist is still at a 3.8k lead.
It's an island-wide coverage. We're looking at advances in the top lane. We're looking at advances in the objective. Blacklist International is still sticking true to what they want, and that is objective games over and over again. Yes, Sunshine may have outplayed them. Yes, he's just going to do what he can, even expanded the flicker to get the kill on the Venus. Hewitt just couldn't do much from that point.
Really unfortunate, honestly. Like, towards the end there, you can see that it's clear that everybody's cooldowns were were basically done for, and they just have to wait it out. Unfortunately, that's when you see Sunshine flickering forward to create that space and forcing at least for Yue to use his own to trade.
Super Siege gets too much for them though. Blacklist International are completely utilizing this Brody, and Alien is going to be stunned up, and this should be him taken down without the Torn Apart memory. utilizing the Brody so well in this game.
It's pretty much all of the first tier defense towers that has been taken down. Blacklist International will get full control of the river line, and the Lord will be popping out in 50 seconds. FIMP will want to reclaim this.
That's the taunt. Kazooie going to be locked down. Doesn't have. Oh, he goes for the flicker anyways, but Edward chases him down with the bravest fighter. 5.5k gold lead when Edward does this much. What are you supposed to do?
I mean, honestly, this is just a massacre, right? Every single time Cura's buffs start coming up, about to spawn Blacklist, have already pushed out the waves. They are literally 10 seconds ahead of FIMP with a lot of the motions that they're making, sometimes earlier than they're supposed to be.
Oh, Renner's apathy, why is just being that Psycho Fredrin in the front. Taunting Alien up, that's going to be Edward with the bravest fighter. He's going to be disintegrated. An owl in the back is going to be slain by the assassin Cura, but the endless charge was stolen away by Yue. Now it's giving the real world manipulation. Sunshine gonna be able to dish out some damage, but Wise takes him out. Yue is looking for a maniac! Yue! He got it! A maniac! A savage is waiting in the base, but Kazooie, he's gonna be denying it away from Yue.
Yep, can't do any more than that. Maniacs is all we're getting here at MSC. So close to Savages, but no way to secure that pie. Now, as we look at this game, I think FIMP, unfortunately, yes, that was the correct motion. Cura is looking for that backline, looking to one-shot Owl as quickly as possible. But even then, the trades are so efficient, and with how the early game was actually played by Blacklist International, they maintained their lead. Even if they were at a 2k lead, it would only give them, what, 1,500 gold? Let's look at the replay one more time, because as we see Cura finding the angle on the left side of the map and even getting the flicker out of Owl, he one-shots him, but he's so out of position that there's nothing much they can really do. And as FIMP looking to trade back, they are behind. They are so far behind, in fact.
It's really unfortunate that Beatrix thought that he would be safe within the RWM, and I totally understand, right? You brought down the win condition on the side of Blacklist International. There's not going to be a lot of threat. But one thing that FIMP forgot is the fact that there is a 7k deficit.
And the fact that Yue can just steal the endless shards. You want to burst me? Nah, if I'm ahead, I'm bursting your team.
One shot me, one shot you. Doesn't matter who's going to go down first. This inhibitor's mine.
An eye for an eye for 2 for a 2. FIMP is ready to defend this as much as they can, as Alien is just going to be getting shot.
Oh, they can't even defend. Edward! He gets a 2-man stun, and Yue follows it up instantly in the back, finding a double kill as RWM comes down to lock Apex 47. Owl, one more shot, but Apex is able to escape. That real world manipulation from Kazooie. That's the only thing that can stop the middle waves coming down as he's able to actually immobilize it. But look at the damage coming from Owl, melting down. Apex 47 like it's nothing. Now it's Endless Charge doing nothing to Wise. He walks back up. Cura's looking for a kill right now. He jumps in, but it's a fade! It's a fade, and it's a time journey to lock him up. 11 minutes is all Blacklist needs. First against Todak, now against Flux. Impunity.
Great cleanup overall, efficient trades, and the best part, their communication still in tip-top shape. Their baits towards the end. Was that absolutely necessary? Not at all, but they did it anyways.
I gotta have to say, US IMU, that uptime, it constantly coming out, Eternal Shards or RWM, these ultimates are always so crucial to these team fights, and he's not holding on to them. He finds the opportunity, and he's very much ready to unleash them.
The best part is that he wants to maximize the slow of the IMU, just because, hey, you're going to try and run away, you're trying to camouflage, no problem. Slow you down just enough, and then one-shot you immediately after.
I know that guy, someone in the crowd. I don't know where I met him before.
Cute, in matter of fact. All right. Overall, Blacklist had a strong game. And I think, especially for FIMP, if they want to start recovering from this, they need to start fixing their early game. Because again, with a crowd of this magnitude supporting Blacklist International, it's very easy for the mental to start showing cracks in your gameplay, similar to RSG versus Burnex Slash.
I gotta have to say, right, when it comes down to FIMP versus Blacklist International just kind of have like this leash onto FIMP. Wherever FIMP tries to be aggressive, they just can't seem to work that out. They go aggressive, but in the end of the day, it's not necessarily that. They already crossed that line. The aggressive became, well, overextending.
Well, I don't know. If we're talking about overextension, I'm looking back at Wolf here. What can you talk about this game? Like, how it couldn't have gone any better for FIMP, could it?
Oh, it's a lot of people really have tried this Hilda going up against the Blacklist International, specifically the Digi. And for our simple brains as the casters, you know, simple brains about the game, we can definitely think that it will not work. And in practice, it doesn't. You can see that it worked against other teams, but not particularly Blacklist International. There's another layer to it, though. The AA Mon that you saw.
AA
Some
Mon.
flashes of good stuff, but man, just having Radiant Armor and Bloodlust Axe on this Lapu Lapu is already enough. But who's the... Oh, well.
Wow, perfect timing.
Perfect. 5-0-9. Radiant Armor picked up. No damage from the AA Mon. Gideon, what can you say about the Lapu Lapu? Edward Lapu Lapu.
I mean, the Edward Lapu Lapu, he played it as good as anybody can play it, right? Makes sure that he gets the Fury Hammer relatively early on, and then immediately starts speccing in towards that Radiant Armor, knowing that he's going to be quite vulnerable when he tries to go in with the Bravest Fighter. So he has to make sure that he stays healthy, make sure that he's not feeding over into the Amon's big express train, because if he starts getting one kill, the second and third just come that much easier, and eventually the snowball is just too much and you don't have that tempo. I mean, look at the heat map so far, right? As soon as Edward is unlocked from his lane, I don't have to stick with glue anymore, and I can start playing those smaller skirmishes, the 3v3s, the 2v2s, and then even in bigger team fights, that's when you see him jump forward. Like, look at how aggressive he is 5 minutes into the game. He's already walking into enemy territory.
It feels as though Blacklist International knew what they wanted to do, right? Against aggressive lineup, do we just go full out defensive? Edward just needs to unlock himself and make his way all across the map.
I mean, he's got to corral his opponents, right? And I think that's something that Blacklist took away facing against Todak, right? They need to make sure that the side lanes are clear, but more importantly, put so much pressure that they're forced back in towards their jungle and eventually shoved into the mid lane. Now, there were good moments from FIMP, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, these are the outplays that we expect to see from teams who place against Blacklist. And I would say, if I had to give Blacklist a title, they would be the gatekeepers, right? The gatekeepers, because if your macro is not on point, if your micro is good, that's like, okay, you need a combination of both to really take on Blacklist.
I can really feel that in this particular game, because there were so many times where you kind of see it coming that FIMP will get a stop at least of Blacklist International. Maybe they'll get a kill, but for some reason, the preemptive flickers coming up from Oh My Venus and towards Bravest Fighter just hitting onto two members, and of course Owl just using the stun of the dash of the stun just to get into position and land a good play, and then outplay AM1 at the end. Blacklist International just knew how to play Mobile Legends.
Oh, they really did, right? It's almost like they mastered the basics.
Oh.
I've made that joke twice.
Okay.
Not so original after all then.
I mean, looking at the post-game stats, I think it's very clear. 21-5, 11 minutes so far. In their past couple of games, they've just been ending it within 11 minutes, especially when they have such a snowball on their side. And it's great to see that Wise... I mean, I would love to see Wise go back to his assassin junglers. He's already quite a monstrosity with Psycho Fredrin. Imagine if he had Ling or even Lancelot.
It's definitely gonna be sounding crazy to see that happening. But like I said, or rather, like you said, I would love to see that. Do they have any other, pocket picks, or rather, is there anything, other strategies that FIMP will want to look out for? Because in this game, all aggression is no aggression to this game, because we're looking at Hild A, 0, 5, and 2. It doesn't seem like there's too much damage going on. He went for Tenacity, one thing that we gotta note for, not necessarily going for the Assassin Emblem, which I would have probably thought they would go for.
Yeah, again, I honestly feel like Flux Impunity, they have been forced to experiment. They've been forced to, go out and show their pocket picks before in the group stages, even up against Echo. They really wanted that victory to get to the first seed. Now, for Blacklist, it really does feel like, yeah, sure, we're in a single elimination bracket. This is where all the teams should go all out, but because they're so ahead of the pack, they haven't been revealing anything. They've just been playing the way they do normally, and maybe that's just a strategy, staying solid, but when the Fredrin is open, they will pick it up. They're not going to stray away from that at all. They're not going to go for anything too risky, because why take the risk?
Exactly. And this is, when me and Manjin were walking out when you were taking over the cast, we were talking about, man, this is a Blacklist draft. Owl will just take the Brody, Wise will take the Fredrin, and you have the trio, the Farsa, Eve, and Farsa, Eve, Valentina, that you can see you will play, and they literally got everything that they needed, and it looked really like a Blacklist kind of draft. Is this the way did FIMP allow them to do it, or it's just that it happened?
I think right now you know, Wise is super comfortable with Fredrin, right?
Okay.
Overly comfortable to a certain
Overly
extent.
comfortable.
I will feel so because right now he plays a lot of Fredrin. In fact, 22 games in MPLPH, 14th of which was a win. There are definitely many other heroes such as Guinevere, Alice, Kaja, Baxia, and so on and so forth. I think that if FIMP would want to capitalize on that, making sure that the Fredrin is no longer possible, it would be nice.
Maybe if there's a big patch, maybe that could change, right? Because we know that the 2023 Project Next update is coming soon, starting from the 27th of June, the revamped emblem system, the Eruditio story, which Gideon likes, brand new hero, generous events, and remarkable bonuses are about to meet everyone. Log into the game if you want to know more about this new update. Man, I'm excited about that. Should we do a... Wait. Now I just realized.
What?
Wait, this is the perfect panel for the SIMP podcast.
Welcome to the SIMP podcast. What does SIMP stand for, Wolf?
Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Philippines.
So the
perfect.
simp table is here. Welcome
here.
everybody to the simp cast. That's the tagline. I love the tagline.
All right.
But honestly, with everything that's going on and considering that Blacklist is not evolving as much as we would like them to, we've seen adjustments, but we haven't seen a new phase of Blacklist.
I think we don't need to see a new phase of Blacklist. If they keep performing like this with the old style, right? I will say, I think Blacklist definitely have something in their pocket, right? They're just waiting for the right moment to show it up. Because again, if everything goes well, why show it out now?
Yeah, there are some arguments to that for sure, but I definitely agree with you. No need to change anything if you are winning, and if you are winning like in a very decisive manner. But you know, it's gonna be a tall order for FIMP for sure. I think that we have prepared something for you guys to know more about this team as they are facing up against Blacklist International.
I don't know, we are friends since like 6 years, so maybe that's our chemistry.
Genelde ya hepimiz aslında ya böyle bir kişi yok. Hani genelde koçumuz oluyor ama hepimiz birbirimizi seviyoruz, o yüzden bir aradayız sürekli.
Kesinlikle Apex olabilir. Direkt ortaya atlıyor ve herkes sakinleştirip çözüm buluyor.
Blacklist'te söylemek istediğim bol şans diliyorum. Karşılarında çok güçlü bir takım var. Geçen seneden daha güçlüyüz. İyi olan kazansın. Değil yani ister istemez bir gerginlik oluyor. Sahne heyecanından dolayı sanırım orada. Ama şu an gayet iyi bir durumdayız. Yani şu tartışmalarla dalacak bir takım değil.
Ya kesinlikle bir aile ortamı var çünkü biz yıllardır birlikteyiz. Takımımızda ne kadar değişiklik olsa da diğer arkadaşlarımla yıllardır birlikte oynuyoruz. Başka takımda oynadık, şimdi bir arada toplandık, birkaç yılda birlikte oynayacağız. Kısaca çok uzun yıllara dayanıyor ilişkimiz.
M4 ilk tecrübemizde onlara karşı kaybetmiştik. Şimdi ise biraz daha